Hello, Self, Ohana, Cosmos. This is Soul Dr. Nick. It is Wednesday, June 18th, 2025, around 9:14 in the morning. This is Magic Mirror work, as well as from my dear friend TK, who's helping me out with some messaging, social media, clarity, guidance, all that stuff. And I'm going to share a couple things that are going on, a couple hooks almost that I'm realizing are there. One is, and I just read this from the Diary of a CEO, just like the hooks, And one of them is even I helped a newlywed couple the day after their wedding with a breathwork session change the entire course of their marriage. And then I helped a brother and sister who've had a rift for over a decade come together after one breathwork session. I've had someone who their whole life just realized it would have been easier to born a man to actually embody her body. And I'm seeing those things more. And it's funny because it's such a paradox, because for the embodying the body, there's a part of I'm fighting against, or I have a resistance to this transhumanism kind of thing. And it's like, yet there's a part of me that, can I actually accept myself? Like, how much of this is rooted in our own internal challenges and struggles and shadows? And then going from a couple who've both been divorced, 2 kids each, to the next day breathing a newlywed couple, and just being able to see the gift in each of that, and the joy in each of that, and the gift in each of that, and helping couples come together, because then they can actually spread the love that they're rediscovering with each other, the vows that are there. And then there's a piece that keeps coming up, money. I'm helping millionaires see how fucking cheap they are. And that's still a work in progress, because there's a part of me that can't see myself there too. There's a money thing that's huge in all of this. And I'm saying that because there's and then also a time thing, and a valuing of each other's time. I've had a client who really wants to do the work, or thinks they want to do the work, but then they're not showing up, and then they're upset when they can't get a hold of me. And then I'm recognizing how much time I'm spending and wasting being with this idea, and my own resistance, and my own anger, and my own righteousness. Just moving around a little bit. My own righteousness, and owning my own righteousness. Like, sometimes I want to pretend I'm not righteous. I'm on the high horse, and I'm like, okay, be with the righteousness right now. See if I can step outside enough of it to reply, and then even notice in the reply, I can see the righteousness there, and being okay with that. And part of it I really enjoy. I can't remember who was talking about it recently, but often we share where we're at now to the audience. People are like, why don't I get it? And it's forgetting to share where I was to meet the audience where they are. So sharing of myself when I was just newly suicidal, burnt out, traumatic, like I was on antidepressant medications, I was on my asthma medications, I was sleeping all the time, I had like 3 different therapists. It was just survival, and every day just not killing myself was a win. Versus now, where I'm totally just continuing to optimize, taking hours to myself, because I'm realizing how important it is to be selfish. Because then no one else is responsible for that piece, and I can actually show up as my best version for my family, especially, because that's what really matters to me. And also recognizing I'm not trying to get one specific demographic at one time. If anything, I'd love to gather in, especially initially, some of those people who have already created so much, quote unquote, material success in their lives, but there's something that's missing, whether it's in their intimate relationships, with their family, with themselves. It's because they've been harnessing this fuel, usually, of avoiding the deeper questions, the distractions. And in that avoidance of it, having created the success, but that's not the thing that actually matters. And I'm recognizing that more and more now, because sometimes I want to trade time and energy for money. And I remind myself I only want to do that when it's actually play and work for that stuff. And then how do I play this bigger game of having the money work for me? And then how do I play the even bigger game of what is money? What is the fiat system? What is the financial system? How do I play both inside the rules and practice stepping outside of the normal prison of the rules? And then she starts sharing that. And then recognizing where I'm at, where I'm being with the sunrise, being with daily enemas, being with urine therapy, being with fasting, being with breath, being with expanded states of consciousness, being with these deep, intimate, secret conversations with people and hearing their stories, being with my family, being with my son and seeing that he's my greatest teacher, being with my cat and realizing that I had lifelong allergies supposedly and now I can actually be with the cat, being with nature, being outside of the non-native EMF, using technology more responsibly, because I'm not just saying, I just want more technology. It's like, what technology do I really want? How do I use it in a way where I'm minimizing the amount of negative impact while also maximizing the benefit of having this amazing technology? And being able to have the time to contemplate these things and being able to have the wherewithal to say, I can't just think about these things and learn more. How do I put it into action? And that's part of it. You can see, well, I'm going to make this probably black and white. There's such a tan on me or solar callus because I'm willing to be out in the sun so much more. And I'm feeling more vibrant from that. And I'm also learning about, oh my God, I used to want to fly all the time. What health impact is there on flying? Well, just the cosmic solar radiation, being inside a big giant EMF box, especially now with all the Wi-Fi's in there, all the phones that are in there, all the non-native EMFs, going through the airports and all the stress and all the searching and all the different things there. And all the lighting too inside airports, especially all the LEDs, fluorescent, all that stuff that's flickering, that isn't serving me. And then switching time zones, which really impacts the circadian rhythm as well. But is it worthwhile? And every trip I want to be worthwhile, because if it's not worthwhile, why are we doing it? And part of it is, okay, is it with family? Is it seeing family? Is it doing important work? Is it not just saying I'm going to go see something because it's supposed to be cool? And allowing it to be just cool and fun as well. How do we just have more fun? How do I just have more fun? Part of it is I hadn't even seen a movie that I wanted to see. I want to go see the Thunderbolts. I want to go see the latest Mission Impossible. I want these action adventure movies in the theater. I love watching and reading and exploring different things in science fiction, fantasy, thriller, all those things. And having more of that in my life. And then supporting, like last year, I gave away hundreds of thousands of dollars of work. And I know that because I'm better at recognizing my value, but how do I translate my value out there so it's recognized? And how do I get supported so I can keep doing that, whether it's different kinds of champions? I just want to get paid in a way, sustainable fair exchange, but what is sustainable fair exchange? And am I reaching too high initially? There's a part of that maybe that's there. Or the money back guarantees. Yeah, let's actually have a money back guarantee, especially in all this bridging work. And that's probably it, is having the money back guarantees and all the bridging work. The actual retreats, no, like you're either signing up because this is a really valuable seat or not. The bridging work and the online Ohana breaths, totally, 100% money back guarantee, easy. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And then how do I create more simple messages that are guiding people in? How do I have the hooks? And that's the part of the help that I'm looking for from my dear friend TK. What of all the things are the hooks? Because right now, the other day, I worked with a dear family friend who has severe breast cancer. And the unfortunate thing is I was connected to her too late. We only had 3 sessions together where she was never fully conscious and she died. And the gift in that is the family coming together, and the sister wanted to experience her own work as well. And it's at a very different stage. And then myself realizing I want to be a part of this for the people that I really love, but I don't want this for the general thing. I don't want my MO to be, oh, he can work with you on your cancer, or he can work with you on your severe disease. But if I already have a relationship with you and I care about you, I would want to work with that. For the ones that I really want to work with that I don't know you, I want you to already have created success, procreation, I can't remember what it was now. Protection, providing. Like you're already a provider because then you've already got the financial wherewithal. Because for example, the Odyssey really is for those who are making at least probably $100,000 a year or have at least $1 million in net assets. Because otherwise it's too big an investment right now. And you can break outside those rules, but that's really your choice. Like I'm not going to say no to someone who really wants to, because that's what I've done in the past. Been willing to take a chance on myself, and that's the story of Tony Robbins and everyone else. But you have to be so motivated that you actually see it, as opposed to like, this is my Hail Mary, you better save me, right? Because that's a very different energy. And then And then, oh, where was I going with this? And then how to do more of this work in the in-between, right? Like I love working with these couples who are really willing to commit to themselves. And the funniest thing is this newlywed couple, after having the session, the first thing they thought of was like, it would have been great to have the session before our wedding, and we want to gift this to someone else who's going to get married in a month's time. And I'm like, this is so cool that they can already see this. And they're like, just tell us how much it is. And I'm going to tell them what the value of it is and work with them as well. And that's part of it for me, is actually to own up to the value. I know the value of something already that I can see that I'm going to deliver. Now, if someone else sees that value, that's up to them. If it stresses them out, in a way, I actually want that. I want us to step outside the norm. And I needed that when I first started doing this work. I was gifted an amazing wild Zen experience with a great teacher, 3 days in the wilderness. And I wanted to say no, because like that could buy me a new computer. And if it wasn't for my beloved say, no, I really want you to receive this, I wouldn't have done it. And now I see that as the greatest thing. And it's frustrating to me that people who have so much more than me are unwilling to spend even a fraction of what I'm willing to spend every year. Right now, I just signed up for 2 more consults, half-hour consults with Dr. Jack Kruse, $500 US a consult. I've already paid for over $3,000 US in courses this year. I've already paid for over $3,000 of body work this year. Like there's so many things that I'm willing to do because I recognize it's so important to me, for me, by me, through me. And then that is what I'm also delivering out there. And then there's a righteousness, there's an anger of why can't you see this? And that's part of the work right now with myself and TK to help me lay these tracks down for everyone else so that they can actually start to see it, so that people who are getting to this point and meeting me have already consumed so much. And when I say consumed, it's because I am going to get clear on the messaging so that they're consuming not empty calories. And even getting outside the idea of calories, because it's all light that we're consuming. Light, energy, magnetism, water, better understanding this. And I'm getting a better understanding. Like I've been listening to this Dr. Jack Kruse. I've probably listened to at least 50 hours of him now. And I've seen more sunsets than I ever have or sunrises and sunsets than I have in my lifetime this year already. And I'm noticing more and more, like I can say that each decade, how much more I'm doing being more aligned. And how I'm getting reminded that it's not always self-work. There's always more work to do, but how do we make it play and work? Because being up here and being in the sunshine is play. Leaving this recording is play. I was waiting until now to do it because I'm like, okay, what is it that I really want to say? How do I want to play with this? All right, so this is long enough already. I don't need TK to listen so much. I don't need you to listen so much. I don't need to speak so much. Now it's back to living again. Ciao for now.